Okay, boom. We're here. A bit late, but better late than never. That's what
Yeah,
they
we're
say.
just we're in the flow. We're just doing how it goes,
We're
right?
going with the flow, exactly, Frank.
Yeah.
That's it. So today we're there for the review of PT's book, of course. That's the point why we show up here. And that's it. The last time, I think we did the God, what is it? God and Pain. I think we
Yes.
touched that topic. And now we're going to go on with the Santa Claus notion, which is a very interesting one because, you're going to go on and explain why. But also, beautiful day today, sunny out.
It's
The
gorgeous.
vibe is right. So let's set
Yes.
the tone for the Santa Claus notion.
Yes.
Frank, I'm gonna let you go on with this, and I'll do the French after, and we can exchange as we do usually.
Yes. The Santa Claus notion. There are many here who think and feel that God is a being whose sole purpose is to fulfill their desires, no matter how bad or infringing those wantings are for other beings or nature, that they are against divine laws should not matter either. Their wants and likes are primary. Rest is secondary, including God. God, as a playful observer who always sides with those who exist in accordance with divine laws, doesn't sit well with their God as Santa Claus bearing candies notions. They say that's why many people don't believe in God anymore, because it doesn't cater to their crazy, unwholesome whims and fancies like the evil system does. It's surprising, though, that they are still not happy in the evil system, suicidal or close to it in most cases, as they continue their tirade against God.
Yeah, la tirade contre Dieu. La notion du Père Noël. Le Père Noël, très intéressant comme notion. Il y en a beaucoup ici qui pensent ou ont le sentiment que Dieu est un être dont l'existence a pour seul but de satisfaire leurs désirs. Peu importe à quel point ces désirs sont mauvais, dérangeants, pour les autres êtres ou pour la nature, le fait qu'ils soient contre les lois divines ne devrait pas avoir d'importance non plus. Leurs vœux et désirs sont primordiaux. Le reste est secondaire, Dieu inclus. Dieu en tant qu'observateur, joueur, qui se range toujours du côté de ceux qui existent en accord avec les lois divines, ne convient pas à leur notion de Dieu Père Noël, donneur de bonbons. Ils disent que c'est pour cela que beaucoup de gens ne croient plus en Dieu. Car Dieu ne traite pas leurs caprices fous et leurs fantaisies malsaines, comme le système du mal le fait. C'est par contre étonnant qu'ils ne soient toujours pas heureux dans le système du mal. Suicidaires ou proches dans la plupart des cas, comme ils continuent leur tirade contre Dieu. Ici, here we use the word God. I think PT used the word God because it's a word that we all use. That's it. I don't think he's going to... Because I heard also that the name of the divine, the name of God was YHWH. I heard that the other day. You probably came across this. But how do you pronounce YHWH or W? Yeah, it's YHWH.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's Hebrew, right? Is that not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's Yahweh, and which I think that comes from like the Jewish faith, the Hamudi. But I'm not.
I heard a guy the other day, and he explained what it was, because it's hard to pronounce because there's no vowel. Right. So how do you pronounce the word? There's no vowel.
HWH. Yeah, it's so weird, right? I mean, sometimes they say they say aeioum and sometimes Y, right? Because Y in it's up. But
so really, the way to pronounce it is you've done it the first time you came out the belly of your mother. You took a breath. It's the breath. That's why we say the breath is the order placer. Because your breath, right? Every time you breathe the name of God, because you do.
Wow.
Like you say it in your breath, do it in your breath, and you're gonna see it really makes the sound.
Right.
So the sound of the breath is the name of God.
Wow.
But it makes sense also because
Right.
breath is the order placer. The breath, you cannot speak without breathing.
Right. Exactly.
So it made a lot of sense to me. And the last thing you will do and say is the word of God. And it's the
Right.
first and the last.
Yes. Yes.
That's fucking amazing. I'm talking about that because we came across God, but I know in Hebrew, I think they call it YHWH, something like
Right.
that.
Right.
So it's interesting. So yeah, so to go back to the Santa Claus notion, that was just a little une petite parenthèse en passant.
Right.
Mais c'est ça, c'était juste, it's just to say that yes, we tend to make children also believe into Santa Claus, which is, I think there's many different things I heard about Santa Claus, whether it's the Maniata muscaria mushroom, the mushroom story that, we all heard that, or the fact that Santa Claus was also associated with a famous robber that was entering the chimney and taking stuff from the house and going back out the chimney. So they mix two character. I think it's one saint in the Bible plus that robber.
Okay. Saint Nicholas, right?
Exact. That's it. With another things. So
and then the mushroom.
And then the mushroom. And
with the reindeers, the flying and everything. Right?
Exact. So I think it's all a bit pure fantasy, maybe, except maybe the only one I really dig is the mushroom thing. The Maniata muscaria mushroom that shamans were going around houses and giving mushrooms to people to have good time, because trust me, you will. Not in the high dose, but in micro dose or like in small dose, you can have quite an enlightenment episode.
It is a powerful plant, that is for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've tried it myself. So so that's it. And people think that this person, Santa Claus or whatever, will exhaust all their prayers and stuff, and that's how we are trained also when we're young, to ask something to Santa Claus. Like when we're old, we ask God something. Why ask? Why you need to ask? You just need to do the work. And I was going on my bike and I was reflecting alone, and I was like, yes, it's all about doing the work, because the blessing will come to you once you open up your heart. Open your heart. Let the love flow. Stop being in fear. Work on the divine payroll and stuff, and forget about Santa Claus and all their notion that you have to ask. You have to prove something. I think that's what it is. You have to prove something. You're not here to beg and ask some favor from the divine. And it's not how it works, or pray or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just go in action. Go into action. Stop telling lies. Just stop telling lies. Just see what happened. Just stop saying stuff that you know is a lie, and see how you feel after. And this is big, because we say all kinds of lies all day long about all kinds of stuff, and we lie to ourselves also about our state, our condition, our our coherency and stuff, like we are such great people and that. But hey, we have a lot of work to do on ourselves, a lot of work. That's why the focus on stuff like Santa Claus and even focusing on others and stuff is a waste of time, because you have so much work to do just on yourself. It's crazy stuff. So yeah, they that's it. They expect little candies from Santa Claus when they're young, and they expect God to probably pour all kinds of blessing on them without doing nothing. Like blessing will come to you. This world is magical. Trust me. And Frank, I shared all kinds of stuff with you. That is blessing big time what happened recently. And that only comes when you open up. You have to open up. We have to open up. We have to come out our shell
Yes.
and just go and do what you have to do in this world. Don't be shy. And stop. That's it. Believing in false notion like Santa Claus or
Yeah.
God Savior or Jesus Savior or whatever. All this is within you. It's all within us. It's all within us. You got to find it. And who seek will find.
Right.
It's there. It's just dormant because you have been going against the divine forces all your freaking life. So it's buried freaking deep sometimes. But sometimes when you're in the dark also and you think you're buried, you're not buried. You might have been planted.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Sometimes when you're in the dark, you think you're freaking buried. No, you're not. You're planted. You're a seed. You have to grow. You have to come out the dark and grow and reach the light, just
Right.
like the plants. I was coming on my bike and I was looking at the cornfield and I'm like, okay, it's GMO shit. I know that. It's probably all Monsanto fucking nonsense. But they're still coming out the dark because every seed start in the dark. So we all probably have to start in the dark
Right.
to reach the light. But this takes work. It takes a massive amount of energy for sure.
Mhm.
Preserving your energy, first of all, because there's a lot of negative energy in this world that will want to extinguish your positive energy. So stay far from that. Stay away from people who are sucking your positive energy. It's an advice, not an advice. I don't like that word. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. Stay far, because I'm not there to have advice on your head. I'm not. This is it. That's it. I just that's not a word that resonates with me, but that's it. God and divine and stuff for sure. It will resonate with you if you're on the right frequency. Also, if we're constantly off the divine frequency, and going against divine is also trashing your body. Like when you're on auto-destruction, when you're on self-destructive mode, that's trashing the divine. Okay, because you've been giving a body a perfect freaking
gift.
fractal. And look what we do with it. We keep damaging it, hurting it, and the enemy is within you. And all this have to be realized, but there is so much. And Santa Claus is a realization you have to do. We come to this world to realize things. Realize.
Yeah.
And I trust that. I don't believe that. I trust. Fuck the believe. I trust in that. I'm not here to believe. I'm done with believing shit. I can't take it no more. I have zero tolerance for nonsense, and you will get there eventually. Once you go at it enough, and you put enough of that negative energy aside, which we all need. We're all like so intoxicated by negative thoughts and negative energy, and because it's around, not in nature, but with the people.
Yeah.
The nature is not negative energy. I'm talking about the people of this earth, not the animals, the people. So
yeah.
You got to stay away from all this nonsense, I think, and Santa Claus too. So, Frank, give me your opinion on the Santa Claus notion.
Yes, Santa Claus notion. This is a great P-log. It's definitely a good one that I like to visit and revisit, when the holiday season is coming. Because, well, I mean, just in general, when we're thinking of Santa Claus and what are the origins and all that kind of stuff. I mean, a lot of the, religious holidays, right, are, amalgamations of these different, like indigenous or kind of like pagan stories that kind of, they had to say, because whenever all of the conquest of people happened through religion and all that kind of stuff, through this big mass conversion, they had to kind of keep some of the traditions that people already had to kind of like get them to go along right with it. And that's not what we're talking about right now, but that's something that you become familiar with and aware of as you kind of be like, well, what is Easter about, or what is Christmas about, and what are all these things that, you know, they're like P like explains it very clearly, like all of these holidays and celebrations and events most often have a celestial correlation and some type of like star story that is being remembered or celebrated or something like that, because Christmas is right around the winter solstice, and so that's when the light starts to return. It's when the sun is born again, all that kind of stuff.
But that's the real nature of the things, but what they tell us is so different.
Yeah, exactly. And then this whole thing, so it's interesting that we've been given this concept of Santa Claus, right? And who is this figure who is supposed to, if you're good, he just gives you anything that you ask for. And people nowadays treat God or divine like a Santa Claus or like some type of wish fulfilling whatever. And that P has so many great points that he brings to light here. He's like, I mean, do you think divine would just give you what you want if you don't even know what you're asking for is like gonna hurt yourself? Like, God doesn't want you to hurt yourself. So how would that work?
The only entity that wants you to hurt yourself and they will love you when you hurt yourself is the government. The government, the more you hurt yourself, the more they love you.
I was just saying the other politics, because they're tricksters. They want to trick you.
Exactly. But the divine don't want you to hurt yourself. So that's why going against the divine, trashing our body is totally going against creation.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Not going to get the knowledge out to feed you. Like, anyway.
Yeah, it's a big thing. So, that and it's so, and we see it happening. I can just when we were reviewing this, I just thought of two cultural references. I mean, at least for people in the States and maybe Canada too. At least one of you you're probably familiar with. But okay, so there was this cartoon back in the day, Ren and Stimpy. And there, I just remember this scene of like they're getting ready for bed and just the evening time, and Stimpy, the little Chihuahua character, he's like at his bed and he's like on his knees and he's praying. He's like, "Oh God, give me $1 million," they're like saying their prayers at night, just like asking for, these things that they're totally undeserving of. Or like another example, Janis Joplin was, one of these artists or musicians from back in the day. She has that one song, "Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz?" So I mean, a lot of people, and especially the Charlie Brown Christmas special harps on the theme that Christmas is commercialized, and all of a sudden it's just about selling products and it's about consuming and just take more and more and more, and that's what will consume you if you're not careful. Your appetite will be never ending for just things and stuff. But what is that? It's going to weigh you down. You're just it's like putting anchors on yourself. I mean, yes, we do need some physical materials and some things to assist or things that we can enjoy and play with and things like that. But part of that whole of Santa Claus is God as Santa Claus notion, or just praying to whatever deity it is and just asking for material things like that's it's you're going to trap yourself, and so I would.
And I think that's why they make you pray also in Catholic Church. Like I've been baptized, in Canada here, everyone's is assimilated into their nonsense. So I probably, when I was young, I went through the whole thing. But they make you pray in the church. They make you go on your knees and pray or something. I always found that a bit weird, but I think that's one of the reasons they want you to become the prey. Not prey. They want you to become the prey. Because it's an inverted world. We have to understand everything's inverted. So
Yeah.
if you pray, it's not because you pray. You're being the prey.
Yes.
Because your
Exactly.
soul is devoured by
Yeah.
those, I don't know, entities, whatever people.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know really much. Forces or something.
Right.
Forces of wrong. Forces
Yeah.
of evil. Evil forces. Something like
It's like they've turned everything around, right? To where, so just the concept or putting your body in a humble position, right? If you like get on your knees, or if you're in like a proper posture, um, you know, everyone can, well, hopefully everyone can realize there's something bigger, there's something greater. Like all of this wasn't some kind of fluke, right? And so when you can really start to take in the vastness of creation and divine and all the beauty and everything, it makes you feel so grateful and so small, and you feel like bowing to divine and bowing to God, like, wow, this is like so grateful for my life, so grateful for all the blessings and the beauty that have come. And it makes you have that feeling like, God, I want to bow to you, because everything is so big, and I just feel so humbled, just to have this experience. But then, the way they turn it around is they make you bow to all the idols that they put up on the stages, and they make you get on your knees in front of things that are totally playing into these traps and these ways that we can unknowingly or knowingly become victims of ourselves, making choices where we're just, destroying ourselves. So that works for them as far as us walking into their trap and being their slave. But that's not when you start to awaken and be like, what have I been doing for so long? Then you're like, I need to change. I need to do something different, And so
we are really, really on self-destructive mode, for sure.
It's like the name of the game, the glorification of pain. That is, what has been the story for so long. But yeah, it's so great that there's somebody like P here, just like bringing some awareness as to, hey, there's very simple ways that you can take care of yourself, like eating the proper kind of diet, going around with the proper kind of posture, refining your speech, practicing repetitions of things that are sensible, and actually start to cultivate your well-being and your awareness. And I mean, they're very simple, but they're so powerful in being able to, change yourself for the positive.
But I don't think people really like simple stuff. They like it complicated, and when it's simple, they don't tend to really believe in it. Like it's because it's very simple to receive a shower of blessing. It's not. This world is magical, and once you join the magic dance of the divine, you're on that frequency. It will come to you. You cannot escape it. But it's our frequency that's off, and very often that's it. And we get sucked in all kinds of negative stuff with alcohol, evil, whatever.
Festering evil, right?
Yeah, whatever you engage in, I don't know, even the heating habits and shit can be very detrimental to your body. So it's detrimental to the divine, because you're supposed to be here to do a job, and now you're trashing your body and you can do nothing because you have no energy, or you need some kind of a nap or something to function. Like,
right.
Anyway, that's it. Stay on track.
Yeah, approaching life with balance and being able to stay balanced. I mean, that is the wave that we're all trying to ride. And, certain actions and certain lifestyles, habits, things like that are going to lean you to one side or the other. That's going to cause problems. And then you're going to realize that you fell off the wave, and you're going to be like, how do I get back up?
Another good one is you either pay up front for your health, or you will be bankrupt later.
Or you pay later, right?
Yeah, you're going to be bankrupt. You're going to be sick. You won't be able to function. So you better invest, downgrade your car, downgrade your freaking house, your freaking toys, and eat properly.
Yeah.
If you have to.
It's worth it. And it's enjoyable. Good food makes you feel good.
Worth it, makes you feel good, energy, and it doesn't make you feel like you're following the herd with your fancy house and fancy car and fancy dress and fancy shit. And Like,
Yeah.
you don't need all that fancy stuff. You need nature, you need grounding, you need good food, you need a smile on your face.
That can only come from doing the right thing, right? Because
Yeah.
you can put on a fake smile, but you actually to have that genuine, like actually feeling like gratitude, all those things, put a real smile on your face, right?
Oh, the gratitude, the feeling of pure, genuine gratitude will put such a smile, a genuine smile on your face, and others will notice it and will notice the vibe, maybe up their own vibe, or you don't know, but you come here to do something, definitely. No? God's misimage. That's the next one, Frank.
Yes.
And it's a good one, too. No?
Yes, definitely.
We'll go on with this one.
God's misimage. In the so-called West, if it, in parentheses, God, is not a sullen-looking being with a crown of thorns, it is a dreary-looking old uncle with Santa-like white beard, spewing boring dialogues. Basically, anything which females cannot feel attraction towards. If females get disassociated with God, society automatically will. A very fine way of reducing interest in God, make it seem boring as compared to evil. A God that is youthful, sexy, blissful, interesting beyond imagination, intelligent, playful, fun, rocking, would completely upturn the whole edifice their hellish world stands on. Vedic conception of God was always embodied by the Christian archetype, the alluring enchanter, the lover, the player, P-layer, because that's what God, divine, is, a role which evil has been trying to play, unsuccessfully.
Yeah, unsuccessfully, that's the thing. L'image fausse de Dieu. Dans le soi-disant Ouest, s'il Dieu n'est pas un être à l'air maussade avec une couronne d'épines, c'est un vieil oncle à l'air ennuyant avec une barbe blanche style Père Noël, crachant des paroles ennuyantes. Essentiellement, tous ceux pour qui les femmes ne peuvent pas ressentir de l'attraction. Si les femmes sont dissociées de Dieu, la société le sera aussi automatiquement. Un très bon moyen de réduire l'intérêt pour Dieu, le faire apparaître ennuyant comparé au mal. Un Dieu qui est jeune, sexy, bienheureux, intéressant au-delà de l'imagination, intelligent, joueur, drôle, rocker, retournerait complètement l'édifice sur lequel leur monde maléfique se tient. La conception védique de Dieu a toujours été incarnée par l'archétype, l'archétype, je pense en français. Archetype, en anglais. L'archétype Krishna. Yeah, Krishna. Mm-hmm. L'enchanteur séduisant, l'amant, le player, le joueur, car c'est ce que Dieu divin est un rôle que le mal a essayé de jouer sans succès. And this will never, like, the force, I think here, Frank, it's clear on earth that the primordial forces are divine. It's not, like it's clear that we live in love and grace. If you cannot see it, you're freaking blind, like you've been blind all your life. I have no doubt. But we live in love and grace, and it's so easy to see once you start being a bit more grateful. That's it. For life, for everything that surrounds you, for your waking up in the day. Early in the day, you wake up, be grateful. You're alive. You're breathing.
Right.
Take time to breathe. But yeah, that's it. We don't take time to even think of breathing properly and stuff. So even that is against divine laws. Like we should be. There's something called breatharian. There are people that do breath work like crazy, like, and it's I get why today because I explained you that the word of God, the breath. So there's potential in the breath. There's power in the breath. The order placers in the breath.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So l'image fausse de Dieu, yeah, it's essentiellement that's what people look for is to someone to boring like Santa Claus, or like you look at P what he offers, and it's like me. Anyway, the first time I got with him, I was like, yeah, he's fun. He's first, I like his smile, I like his voice, I like to talk to him. There's not a single moment that I don't enjoy being with him because he's enjoyable.
Yeah.
He's fun. He's on point. He's sharp.
He's so funny.
Clear. He's funny. He has clarity. He has so now I see him from a man perspective. I don't see him from a woman perspective.
Right.
But from a man perspective, I really like PT for sure. I can be associated with PT in the time. There's no issue there because exactly he's on the divine frequency big time. And I've never really met him in person, but what I've done with him is enough for me to you can hear someone talk 10 minutes and you will have a great idea who they are and their shape too. Look at their shape, look at their when you have someone in shape and someone overweight, you can tell what's their moving habit often. So
right.
That's it. So anyway. So P is in shape. He's
fit.
He's fit. That's what I'm saying. So he embodies really all the divine qualities. He takes care of his body, takes care of his speech, takes care of us around him.
Right.
He's really divine to the core. I haven't met anyone as divine as PT, and offering PT will confront you with your nonsense, which not many will do out there. And you got to be ready for this. So if you're ready to be confronted with your nonsense and stuff, and you know it's there, like
right,
you will have no issue with PT coming strong, because often he come out strong also with some stuff like on the Muggle.
Yeah, that's definitely
but it's really that someone that sleep tight. Do you go beside them and just wake up?
Right.
No, if you sleep tight, I'm gonna go beside you and I'm probably gonna shake you or yell, wake up. Like you have woke up your children in the past, like I've done, because my son was sleeping too tight. Well, I am sorry, I'm getting in your room and I'm waking you up now.
Right.
I'm gonna wake you up. That's, I think, a bit the work that we must do here with others. It's shake them up a bit. That's why if I say come out strong a bit or this or that, it's necessary.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You're sleeping tight. You're sleeping tight, dormant, like hibernation, permanent hibernation, human.
Yes.
So you got to be waking up, and sometimes it's going to hurt, and truth hurts, but it's going to set you free. It's going to set you free in a sense that you will have free thoughts, free action almost, and free consequences. Because often if you have good action, if you put out good action, the consequences will be good. So blessings and stuff will come. And not because you ask for it. Because you ask. I never asked anything. Everything just comes. Like the blessing fall like rain. And that's really what it is. It truly falls like rain. And I'm not talking monetary gain or stuff like that, or events, people you will meet in your life, events that will synchronize. Like, look, yesterday you had a flat tire on your car. I go on my bike today, flat tire on a trailer.
That funny?
Like, there's something here. So we both have to go to the shop and fix a tire. That's weird. Anyway, but that's synchronicity. I see that as synchronicity. I don't see that as a bad thing. Anything that happened to you is good. It's an experience. It's good. Even the bad is good. That's why I say if you think you're in the dark, you've been planted.
Right.
Wake up and reach the light.
That's very, very important.
I don't know how am I going to have to say it here. I say it as it is often because that's how it's going to be. There's no sugar coating here.
Right.
I'm never going to sugar coat it. most people sleep tight. So, anyway, go ahead, Frank. Share with me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, God's
I'm done
message.
with my rent.
Right. Well,
ahead.
there's just, there's so the things in this world are so backwards, and people are just, like you said, sleeping tight. So
Yeah.
but they don't realize, and maybe they do, or in some ways, but they're in the midst of a sleeping tight, but they're having a nightmare, in all
And I would say
honesty.
we. And I would
Yeah,
say we.
Yes, we definitely, that is
I
the
include
case.
myself in it. I'm an immaculate member of the herd of sheep, but I'm still a sheep.
Right. But now that we have started the awakening process, there are steps and keys which we have to continue to implement to be able to stay awake. Because, I don't know if anybody has experience with the lucid dreaming, but that's the experience where you realize that you're dreaming when you're in a dream. And so you get to have more autonomy. You get to have more choice. Okay, I know that I'm dreaming now, so I want to do this. But the thing is that you very easily get sucked back into the story of the dream if you're not continually reminding yourself, okay, this is a dream, because the story, someone says something to you, some scene happens, and then you get sucked into the thing that, oh, this is real. But no, you do the practice, you do the techniques that are continually kind of reminding yourself of what is real, and that this is either is a dream, or like when in our waking life, reminding ourselves of the pure principles and the truths that are going to keep us humble, that are going to keep us grateful, that are going to keep us doing centered and positive actions. And then, like you said, those blessings that come, those they're larger than an ocean. You look around whenever they start becoming apparent to you, and you're like, I could never have asked for this. Even this is beyond, like, and that's the beauty of divine and that synchronicity. It's really an ocean of love that comes from divine, and it's such a great thing to take the steps to awaken, to be able to recognize that. And yeah, like I don't know if we went on boats on an ocean, but yeah, there's a P-log, boats on an ocean, and most people, right, their boats are tattered, they're taking on water. We have all these hardships, these strifes that we're going through in our life, but there is the LotusOcean boat that will lead you to shore, and and that really helps you to, for one, repair your own boat, and then you get to see the sunrise on the horizon and just like take in the grandness and the beauty of what's going on around you in your life. And you get to start to actually steer your ship in like towards the real home of divine. There's nothing like the gratitude and the joy that comes from doing that. It's
for sure.
so
I
great.
think three important words, like you said: humility, humbleness, and gratitude. Once those three words are at the center of your life, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. It can't go wrong. That's the blueprint you're supposed to operate on.
Right.
Like that's the blueprint. So we're going against the blueprint that we've been given.
Yeah.
So we're ungrateful. We're very ragey, very negative, very self-destructive. So all this has to go to implement a new you. You need a new you.
Yes.
Or the real you.
And people have been conditioned and trained to think that that's normal, to implement these behaviors that are self-destructive, and that it's celebrated, like we're saying, glorification of pain and all this kind of stuff. So, but just for a moment too, just to come back to God's misimage. Right. This idea of God as this person with this big long white beard, or and not that God can't embody the wise elder, that is
guy
also
with the beard.
right. Like, that is there too, in a sense of like, yes, like there is the supreme wisdom that can come from, this elder figure or something like that, but that also God and divine can also like be this like cool, fresh, like this thing that is totally unexpected. And like P talks about, and in the Vedic tradition, they have the stories of Krishna, as some people may call him. And yeah, there's a lot of stories about how his charisma that he has, and he was always like able to just like everyone. Like if you read things like the Srimad Bhagavatam or in the Bhagavad Gita, you're able to kind of get an idea of like the eloquence that this character of who was an incarnation of the divine, what he really embodied, and those stories about him are just really fascinating. And that's one thing that I've appreciated about being able to explore the Vedic worldview through their ancient stories and stuff like that, is that there's you see a lot of the themes of different stories and things that we're familiar with in our lives have a foundation in these older Vedic stories. And yeah, these divine characters, these avatars that come to Earth, that the famous stories are there of. It's more than just someone like nailed to a cross who's bleeding, and and not to be offensive to any Christian people or anything like that. But yeah, P does make a point sometimes of just like pointing out, like, it's such a strange deities that they have people worshiping, this person who's like in the deepest state of torture, being nailed to this thing, and then you go and get on your knees in front of that image, and then a lot of pain comes in your life, and I don't know, what do you expect when you start making those dots connect, so
because that Jesus you pray to is within you. The real Jesus is within you. That's why we said it often. Je suis en français. I am, je suis. Mais sing the high. But why? Because you're not there.
Right.
That's why you're absent of yourself. So that's why the Jesus within is not there, and the God essence and the divine. But all this is easy to feel also. You know it. When you feel it, you know it. And that's how you're going to know, because you're going to feel supported.
Mm-hmm.
Because often we're like, okay, I'm not supported. I do action, nothing. No. You got to keep going. But also you got a side on the side of the truth, not the lies. So divine is not on the lies. The lies is the devil, is everything that is bad, that is so divine, God, whatever, positive forces you want to call it, is on the side of truth. So stop telling lies. I told you, just try for one day. Everything you know that is a lie, stop telling it.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna see your life change. Your whole attitude will change. It's clear. And now, if you want to go and research what's a lie outside of yourself, I invite you to go. There is a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would focus on you first. Stop saying the lie, that you're saying. And then stop telling the lies of the world, repeating the lies of this world, because that's not on the side of divine also.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on the side of truth, reality as it is. Nature can go wrong. I think that's what we came here for. It makes sense to me. I'm human just like you, and I have a brain like you, same emotion, same range of emotion, and it's what I feel. I'm on the same earth as you. I'm not on a distant plane. I'm here on earth. So we all feel pretty much connected, because that's what we must feel also, the connection to divine. We should not sever that connection, but we sever that connection, trashing the body, speaking lies, telling lies, even teaching lies. So all this has to be realized, that that's what you're doing. If you're a teacher in school, you're teaching the lies. I'm sorry, but you're just repeating the system lies. So you have to realize that. But that's what I'm saying. You cannot be realizing all these stuff and keep teaching. I'm sure once you come to a self-realization, you disengage from all that stuff, and you find another way to live your life. then even if you're a teacher, you will stop teaching kids if you realize really profoundly how occult this world is. The stuff you teach is occult and shit and all like misinterpreted and misfabricated, and all this stuff has to be given up in order. And that's what I'm saying when I say you side on the side of truth. It's not just sitting on your living room, it's your everyday life on the side of truth. Every moment of your life. You cannot tolerate nonsense and BS and lies and stuff, and you call it out. Because that's how this world will stop evolving on lies and deceit, is if we start calling out these lies and manipulation and stuff that, okay, it might be evil forces or something, but to me it's humans. It's just humans wanting to have control over other humans.
Right.
So because we're weak, we come here very weak. Like that's why we work the weak and stuff. So they know that they prey on the weak. You know, they go and eat the weak. Like a strong lion. Do you think an animal will attack a strong lion? No. Or a strong animal? No, they go after the weak. Even the animals, they go after the weak because they know they're easy prey.
Yeah.
Exactly. Am I weak? No. I'm freaking strong inside. They can't prey on me. They can't come and devour my soul no more.
Right.
It won't happen. I won't let it happen. I won't let it happen. But that's what you do at one point. You don't let things happen to you. You stop letting them get to you.
And you got to keep working on yourself too. You have to keep yourself sharp because they are pretty. They know human nature in certain ways, and so they'll come at you in different ways and say, "Okay, well, if I can't get you like this, maybe I'll try to get you like this." And so, you know, we really do have to be diligent about continuing to keep centering ourselves, and that's what P talks about. You know, really just becoming established in the basics. You know, proper diet, like having the proper kind of like materials around you, so you're not wearing plastic every day or something like that, or speaking the right things, like you're saying, saying truths, and just the simple practice of just repeating, mantras, repetitions is so powerful.
I realized I was drinking in a solo cup the last time I was. I'm like, why the fuck am I drinking in plastic? So today I went upstairs and I got a mason jar.
There we go.
So yeah, I'm starting to realize that all this stuff has to go. Not that it will. I'm not paranoid of the microplastic and shit.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense to drink the plastic.
Yeah, it's a process of refinement, right? Where we can. I mean, of course, plastic is in our world, and it's, that, like, for instance, us over here in Asheville, we just had that big hurricane. So there's tons, like all the gas stations is we're out of water for a long time. So, I mean, people we're getting cases of water, every day up here so that people can have clean drinking water. I mean, so we are going to have to deal with those kind of things in our life sometimes. But overall, the overall pattern or algorithm that is going to be the choices that we make, we can choose something that is more natural. We can choose something that's going to be more conscientious of our choosing well-being for ourselves. So that's that refinement process of like, what, actually, instead of like the low grade, I want to work to be able to get the high grade, the higher grade food, the higher grade clothing, the material that you wear, the higher grade sounds that you're going to listen to, whatever it is.
Downgrade your house, your toys, your car, and get good clothes, good food, good stuff for your body.
Yes.
And that creation will thank you for it. Trust me, it will. Right. Just the action you take for yourself will have, first of all, a repercussion around you. People will be like, hey, he's on a different vibe. Yeah. He's not wearing plastic clothes no more through month. No, I'm trying to be really focused. This shirt is 100% cotton. I check before I put it on. I check my whole thing. The other day I was going on a bike with a plastic hoodie. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
I took the cotton one.
Yeah.
That's it. But you start to realize that these things are not supportive of your evolution. Why wear plastic clothes? Yeah. That's one realization that I've made, that not many people do. Also, not many people will look at listen, we don't even look at the food we eat, the labels of the food.
Yeah.
you think we're going to look at the label of the clothes and research on polyester, what it is?
Right.
No, we just put it on and everything is peachy keen. Let's go. We go on with life. And so that's realization you have to make. And I think once you have enough, this happened only once you have enough of all their nonsense. Like I said, then you start to implement some things that are more supportive of your journey here on Earth. Like you feel, and you will feel much better in a cotton shirt than a polyester shirt.
And
put
sometimes
directly,
like they don't put it on this tag. Like you have to find it on the tag that's like on the inside. Like you have to really look for. Oh wait, oh this is okay. It's cotton, or it's a 40-60 blend, or whatever. You know, you start looking. You have to kind of keep looking because they don't always put it right there on the name on the main part. You have to kind of.
And often you will pay more money for your plastic legging clothes, whatever Lululemon or whatever you buy, than the cotton, the 100% cotton that is 5,000 hertz frequency, I think, or something like super high frequency, like linen.
Right.
And this has been proven, and it feels good. Like a cotton on you feels so good. Like a hoodie, a good hoodie, 100% cotton feels warm, feels good. I love cotton. First, linen is hard to find. It's not. But cotton is available everywhere. Your boxer I realized I had Puma boxer, 100% polyester.
Right.
Exactly. On my reproductive organ.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, whoa, I got to
time to redo the whole wardrobe now.
Oh, yeah. It's literally that.
It's worth it, though. It's an investment, but it's worth it, really. You know,
it is worth it. But honestly, sometimes they're not much expensive, the cotton stuff.
Right.
It's often maybe cheaper if you get it on sale. So no, it's and it's good for you, but like I said, it's a realization. But we have so much to realize on this earth, so much. We have to move away so much from our old ways that you will outgrow other people also in the process. Don't be afraid of that. You will outgrow people. So because people don't want to grow, they want to remain on the same level, not bothered. Me, I'm here for evolution. That's what I want. I want to evolve. I want I want my well-being. I want to live long, healthy, with energy. I don't want to sit on a swing set in front of my house at 80 and just swing back and forth. No way. You won't see me like that. Like I want to be energetic, and because I observe people and I see people, they're so passive. When they get older, the aggressive pursuit of comfort will make you age. Yes. So sitting all the time and this and just chit-chatting, like push, like go biking, go walking, running, whatever, hiking, do some cardio. You know, I don't know why I'm on this now. We're talking about, but yeah, we have to move. That's it. So that's another realization. I was talking about realization.
Yes.
So, Frank, we're going to finish with God of their... no, that's the other one. God of their liking. We're going to finish with this one.
Yes. Gods of their liking. In Bharat, the land of deities, no matter where one looks, one finds pictorial representations of the Trinity, especially Shiv and Vishnu. That's not a bad thing in itself, but for the fact that they all look like fat shopkeepers. Talk about making God in your image, or your desired state's image, or simply your liking and convenience. In the last 100 years, one can see the representations change from leaner to fatter. Not surprising in a decaying culture, which sees chubbiness as a sign of prosperity and fattiness as the emblem of personality. The female deities are all based on faces/physiques of popular Bollywood actresses. Even the representations from the West convey more deity-like qualities simply because they don't suffer from the worship of plump Bollywood stars. If this is what is being worshipped, one is not surprised by the results. Pictorial human representation of deities belonging to other dimensions is a subtle, tricky process requiring coming together of the best of everything, not a pandering to the convoluted programmed aspirations for the lowest common denominator.
That's a good one. Dieu à leur goût. Ils veulent un Dieu à leur goût. Embarrasse la terre des déités. Peu importe où on regarde, on voit des représentations picturales de la Trinité, en particulier Shiv et Vishnu. Ce n'est pas une mauvaise chose en soi, mais le fait qu'ils ressemblent tous à des commerçants gras, parlez de faire Dieu à votre image ou à votre image désirée ou simplement à votre goût et à vos commodités. Oups. Parlez de faire Dieu à votre image ou à votre image désirée ou simplement à votre goût et vos commodités. Dans les 100 dernières années, on peut voir ces représentations changer du mince vers le gros. Pas surprenant dans une culture en décomposition. Pas surprenant dans une culture en décomposition qui voit les rondeurs comme un signe de prospérité et le fait d'être gros gras comme un emblème de personnalité. Les déités féminines sont toutes basées sur les visages physiques d'actrices bollywoodiennes populaires. Même les représentations de l'Ouest communiquent plus de qualité de déité simplement car elles ne souffrent pas de vénération de stars bollywoodiennes rondouillardes. I like the mot he's using here. Si c'est ce que c'est être... Si c'est ce qui est vénéré, on ne peut pas être surpris des résultats. French is not easy sometimes, man. Even me. You see me struggle sometimes. Une représentation picturale humaine d'une déité appartenant à d'autres dimensions est un processus subtil et délicat qui requiert l'unification du meilleur de tout, pas une mise en commun des aspirations programmées et tordues du plus petit dénominateur commun. That's so hot. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Fireworks on this one because that's really what it is. People want a god that they're liking, like they want it. And
right.
It's crazy how these representations, especially like he said in Bharat in India, all the deities that are fat and stuff, and like it's okay to be fat. It's okay to destroy your body because really, once if you're overweight, you're not supposed to be 300, 400 pounds. I don't think the human body is made for that. It looks really weird too. Someone like I've been fat. I've been 300 pounds, and I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going on the leaner side now, but I've been ingesting all kinds of nonsense to get fat. So yeah, it looks a bit weird too. And you have pain and stuff, so you always have it. And there's all kinds of stuff that are hard to do when you're fat. So it's not right there. You know that it might not be a good thing. If you have problem doing certain things, I won't elaborate on that, but you know a bit what I'm talking about. Anyway. So they want a god that their image, maybe because everyone's fat in a society that it's okay to be overweight. Like it's not. I'm sorry, but it is a problem if you're obese, and you have to realize it too. That's a realization you have to do. I realized I was like eating way too much, so I slowed down. But you have to, like I said, all this has to be part of the realization, and that you don't have to eat all the food on earth. Like you don't have to, you don't have to eat everything that's on earth. You don't have to eat like a madman or mad lady to sustain your body.
Right.
A little bit goes a long way. Your body as an can adapt to also the lack of food. If you like, often I will leave and not eat and go on a bike for 2 hours. You think I'm afraid? Not. No, I know I have energy and stuff. So That's it. So not being fat like the how do you say that? Bollywoodian star. That's it.
Mhm.
Bollywood. You use Bollywood because that's what they have in India. I think
Yeah.
it's called. Yeah. So Frank, give me your.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this whole thing of taking representations of the divine, through the imagery that they use, and he is specifically referencing how things are really portrayed over there in India and in Bharat. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes if they're starting to portray the deities as basically what happens as a result of being lazy and not paying attention to how you're utilizing your energy, what kind of diet you're taking it. So when you are like, oh yeah, God can be like that too, then it just makes you complacent, like, oh, I don't have to change.
Yeah.
I don't have to like be more conscious about how I'm going or be more disciplined. I don't have to be more disciplined because these deities are like that too. But no, that's that's not at the reality. And it's so, I mean, P's wording that he uses in this particular P-log is so fun, because P really is, he's such a poet. He's so intelligent. I really like the way that he says things here in the end about how pictorial human representation of deities belonging to other dimensions. It's a subtle and a tricky process, because how do you really, like, what do you really know about those beings unless you have this higher perspective, and to do that, he says it requires the coming together of the best of everything, so it has like the best of nature and the best kind of qualities of a being, and what type of imagery or what type of things are going to be associated with those beings that's going to represent those qualities of divine. And so it's doing that, and it's not like a pandering of the convoluted programmed aspirations of the lowest common denominator. They want us to lower our expectations. They want us to lower our standards and just accept their crap that they've given us. And life goes down the hole pretty quick whenever that becomes the norm, and people are just ready and willing to not.
Yeah, you will feel holy, but not the one with the W where there's a wave and frequency reaching you
Right.
from the
Yes.
divine. No, you're gonna feel a hole inside yourself.
Yes.
And that's really what it is. We are holy, yeah, but with a hole.
Right.
HOLELY.
We've thrown
Holy.
ourselves into a hole, right?
Yeah.
The HOLE. But
Yeah, and
the
if it's
process of
not that
becoming
kind of
holy
hole,
helps us to climb out, of
oh
that,
yeah.
misery and those lower
Out
states.
of the rabbit hole, there's only place you will see the light is out in the rabbit hole. It's dark.
Yes.
So move out the rabbit hole, and in the rabbit hole, people talk a lot about. I've heard that at the beginning, like when you start your research and shit
Right.
on this world you live in, you will call that the rabbit hole because it is dark, but dark in a sense that you're already in the dark anyway, so it's not much of a shock for you to see darkness because we're in the
Yeah.
dark. We wear sunglasses. That's another thing I don't get at all. Too. You keep yourself in the dark with sunglasses outside in the full sun. Yesterday, full sun, blue sky, man. The
Mhm.
freaking light radiating in my eyes.
Yeah.
All kinds of people with sunglasses.
Right.
Wonder why you're freaking dead inside after. Wonder why you feel holy with the H. Like there's all this also is not supportive. Like you're not born with a pair of sunglasses. Take that off your freaking face. Like it's not enjoy the light. Like I can these stuff I can't. I'm gonna call it out because it's nonsense. I'm gonna call it anyway. I'm gonna go on a rant again. I should. But anyway, that's it, Frank. Maybe for the DET. Yeah, want to add something else?
Oh yes. As far as gods that they're like, yeah. So I mean that, like I said, it's cool. I really appreciate P's poetic nature, how he's really able to put into words, what actually representing something, because when we see images of Shiv or Vishnu or even Ganesh and stuff, they'll be holding certain items in their hand, and so all that is representing, it'll either be alluding to some story or some kind of quality that they have, something like that. And so this whole gods of their liking, it's basically allowing or kind of getting people to accept lower standards. And, that's not what actually becoming more refined and more disciplined and more, raising our frequency, our vibration, our consciousness, that doesn't, allow us to just become, have lower standards and things like that. Like, it's actually this refining and this evolution process is, it's a beautiful thing. It's really awesome. And then you get to see kind of like what we've been programmed to think, what is beauty and what is, what we should aspire for. But in reality, when you start to see things for what they are, it's very different from how we've been conditioned.
Same, like I was just thinking of Jesus on the cross. Like, why do they put a guy on a cross bleeding in front of us in all churches? Because once you side on the side of the truth and you will realize all these lies and stuff and you call it out, you will be lapidated, crucified by others.
Yes,
it's a representation of what will happen to you. Don't be scared. It's just a representation. You gotta be strong. Be strong, and you will go through. You have everything that's necessary in your biological equipment to face that reality. But you will be ostracized, crucified, lapidated. All that shit will come. I had it all. So, and not often. There's some people you will feel safe with, but there are some people you're unsafe, and that you have to realize also. So that's it. And because those people will crucify you for you saying the truth about whatever, calling out their nonsense or whatever, and their habits, their bad habits, or we have so many stuff that we have to liberate ourselves from.
And that's that whole process too, of just like knowing what is the appropriate behavior, what is the appropriate interaction to have with people based on what you can perceive their level of consciousness is. There's no need in trying to like, ostracize or like if somebody wants to be devoluting to themselves and stuff like that, you can't change them. So you have to let them do what they're going to do. Of course, if it's going to interfere, if it's going to interfere with your life, then you make distance from that and you figure out how to, but at the same time, we have to remember, right, that each being can only control themselves. You can't control or change anyone else. So we just have to do what we can do with those who have an openness, an open ear to hear something new, something different, something that they might want to implement for themselves. Then we can have those conversations. We can open that door. But
if you have children, you will experience that a lot. Okay. I've had it this morning again, today again with my son. Like, he's talking back, and I feel the disrespect and the nonsense and shit. So I'm trying to shut him up, but I know it's not gonna work. Like, I have to run away. I know I should just not run away physically always, but run away mentally. From that kind of vibe. He wants to be negative and low vibration and low energy. That's his choice. I respect that. But I'm not. I'm a bomb. I'm a fucking energy. I'm positive. Every minute of the life. So if someone come with negative energy often, you better run away. Don't try to. They have to realize that their energy is low and only them can do that realization. You trying to shut them up and trying to make them see what you see is not the way to go. It's just make things worse. You're feeling worse. I feel worse when I try to enforce shit than just run away from it mentally, because you know that you cannot control others. You cannot. There's stuff you cannot control. So just let it go. Let it go. Just focus on you, your positive vibe, because people will come and break your vibe. They will come and break your positivity, break your vibe, just to bring you to their level of energy.
Yeah.
Oh, something just fell.
But that's just an example, right, of by being able to remember and repeat some simple things like that. No being can control another being. Each being can only control themselves. That helps us to operate by that principle. And so it allows us to be detached in a way that we're not going to get ourselves all messed up over, the way that somebody else, we're able to be detached, but at the same time, no, okay, I'm just going to be do what I know I need to do, and if they're interested, then they can observe how things are for me, and if they don't want to, then that's fine. And then when the time is right, we can slide in a little helpful things that we can share in a positive way, and not to try to But that's also a process of as an art.
To learn all that
it's
stuff,
an art, to be able to learn how to talk to people. It's
just to deal with your children. It's already sometimes hard enough, and just that process of having children will make you learn a lot of things in life. About
yes. Whether you want to or not.
It's very challenging at times. It's so.
I agree.
Especially when the older they get, the more room they take, the more defiant they are. It takes a really, really big mid-station session sometimes to just stay in your vibe, to not let. But you also have to cohabit with them, so you got to deal with it. So sometimes it's just running away mentally, but it's better than nothing at all.
Right.
It's better than engaging in low vibration. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Don't think.
And and you can trust.
Don't just.
You can trust, as they age and as they mature, they'll reflect and appreciate.
Exactly. That's
the discipline that we have and that we want to implement for ourselves.
I've planted a seed in all three of them. Hopefully, one day that seed will emerge and grow. And that's it.
Yeah.
So, Frank, large up once again.
Yes.
Such an
honor. See
to
you in another strong.
This great divine work. That's how I see it.
Yes, definitely.
See ya.
All right. See y'all next strong.